Hi, everyone. This is Val with Dragonfly Crystals, Next Level Channeling, here with Cheri Trancing with Spirit and Starfish Jennie. And this is our new show, Messages from Margaritaville. So I am just, it's such a cute name. And the thumbnail that Cheri created was so adorable. But it's seriously messages. So you are going to hear a lot of channeled information that will hopefully transcend you through time and space. And you're going to come out of the show feeling like you've been, in another world, and your energy will shift, hopefully, as ours will, as we deliver these messages. So people are just starting to come in. Teresa, hi, and Lisa, hello, Carolyn. And I just want to say this is our first show. So hi, Jay Roberts. This is our first show. So, we're going to channel through some interesting messages. And I want to go to Cheri and ask Cheri, don't forget to like and subscribe to everyone's channels, by the way. And we're going to ask Cheri and Jennie what they have coming up on their shows, or what shows they have, and any information you want to share. Cheri, go ahead.
Just right now, I just are doing the Akashic Record Reading and Messages from Margaritaville. That's all I have. I am going to hopefully expanding soon. I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Okay. And Jennie, what do you have coming up?
So I just have shows with you, but I want to tell people in the Akashic Records show next Sunday night, I do read animals' Akashic Records, and I've had a lot of success with that. It's really amazing. So if you have a question about your animal pet, and there's a problem, or they're not eating, or they have anxiety, something like that, just show up on Sunday night at what time?
That's awesome. It's at 4 Pacific time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever. Yeah. Forget about daylight savings.
It's really amazing to actually read animals' Akashic Records. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like the animal to be with the person just in the very beginning. But yeah, it works. It's really amazing. Like, they give detailed instructions about what to do.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's so great. I love that. Yeah. And I've heard some of your readings, and you give beautiful information. It is very detailed and specific, can really help you with that fur partnership you have with your fur person. So so don't forget that on the next Akashic Record Reading show. We'll have that open to also animal questions, and Jennie will tackle those questions. So thank you, Jennie, for letting us know about that and reminding us. And so with that having been said, I'm just going to say, as we're starting this show, let's just take a few moments to take a deep breath in, surrounding ourselves with the pure white light of divine source. As we take another deep breath in, holding it at the top, we exhale all the things we wish to release, all the tensions and stresses out of our bodies. And one more deep breath in, holding it at the top and releasing all energies that are stressful. And with that beautiful light surrounding us, we call in all of our angels and guides and the angels and guides of Messages from Margaritaville to come in and assist us to deliver beautiful messages of the highest truth, highest vibration of love and light, that we may give messages of truth and uplifting for our community as well as humanity. And so we thank you all for being with us today. And with that, I'm going to start the show by a message that I received from messages from Margaritaville Angels and Guides. And so this is what they had to say this morning, well, just about an hour ago. Please know that freedom is a state of mind. In order to not feel trapped by your circumstances, self-limiting beliefs, open up to your greatest and highest good for yourself and humanity by stating out loud to the universe, I now open to receive my highest and greatest good with the expansion of divine source light of wisdom and truth and understanding blossoming within my heart for my highest good and the highest and greatest good of humanity. So be it, and so it is. It is done. Let the dawning of the age of Aquarius bring you peace, joy, bliss, and coalescence that creates a connection with divine source, all that is. This is our greatest gift to you this day, dear ones. Until we speak again, end of transmission. And so with that greeting from the angels who set up Margaritaville behind our backs, I mean in front of us. They always have a sense of humor. We're going to go to Cheri. Cheri, I hear you have a message.
Yes, I do. Okay, I have a message from Jimmy Buffett. So, and he's the one that woke me up in the middle of the night and says, did we consider, when Val was first mentioning this, he said, how about messages from Margaritaville? And I was like I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I hear Jimmy Buffett go, messages from Margaritaville. So here we are. Oh, and by the way, now I'm not so nervous anymore since my husband walked in and made me laugh. So I feel so much better. Nothing like laughter, right?
I think he actually walked in. They brought him in on purpose.
I
swear that break the ice.
Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. Thank you, dear one, for allowing me this opportunity to be heard from the other side. Being on the other side has given me so much more perspective than you could ever imagine. As a human, than you ever can imagine as a human. I can see so much more. I know this country is heading in the right direction, but I can see so many of you can't see it. You think that you're a lone voice in a sea of insanity. You are so wrong. There are so many millions and millions of you that feel that same way. They are so many more of you than you think there are. The one who, I can't read my own writing, the one who walks in, there's so many more of you than there are the ones that walk in the darkness, fear, and greed. Fear is their best friend. Don't be afraid. They are not going to win. But that doesn't mean it's time to sit back. No, now is the time. It's your turn to shine. It's time for all of us to walk in love and light. Time for you to let your voice be heard. If only you knew how strong and powerful you all are. It's time to come out of the shadow. Remember, they are the fearful ones. So it's time to call their bluff. Time to yell boo. They don't want you to march. So march. They want you to be divided. So unite. They want you to yell in anger. So laugh in their face. Then when they try harder, hold hands and sing at the top of your lungs and sway to the music. Who cares if you're out of key? Nothing will sound more beautiful to the heavens than all of you as one. This will only continue to raise you up as they sink lower in fear and anger and darkness.
Before anyone realizes it, they will no longer be heard. Then the real work will begin, and you rebuild your country into the nation it was intended to be. Now it's time to get together and get to work. Margaritaville will always be waiting on both sides of the veil. I'm still crazy, but with more perspective and a better view. Thank you.
Wow, that was so powerful. Wow.
So what he said about singing louder, you know, Jimmy Buffett, no matter in a bar, in a restaurant, in wherever, people would sing out loud all together. And they didn't care if they were Republican or Democrat or anything. They would sing his songs out loud.
Right. And that's
for a fact. Like,
right.
It's like there's songs where everybody knows the words, and you get to a certain verse and everybody sings out loud. It's really, he's right.
Yeah. And I'm going to say everything that Cheri channeled and you just said, Jenny, is what's in my message, because I also got a message this morning from Jimmy Buffett. But before I get that, I want to ask you, Jenny, if you can go in and check with the Akashic Record Masters. If we have to, do you want me to say the key or say the prayer? Okay, excellent. You're all prepared. And so I want to know if you can go in and tap in and ask, since we have this connection with Jimmy Buffett, what his mission is for this whole margarita. He came up with it. It's his concept. So is there a way to ask the Akashic Record Masters if they have a message to share about the mission of Messages for Margaritaville?
Okay. I'll try.
It's okay.
It's to open the hearts and minds of people who have not yet, their hearts and minds haven't been opened yet. It's to bring in more people that identify with Jimmy Buffett, because he identifies with everybody. So yeah, that's what it's for. Wow,
that's beautiful and true. I don't know anyone who wouldn't know Margaritaville and hear the song in their head.
Right. There's nobody that won't sing to one of his songs.
There's nobody who wouldn't know. That's right.
In a whole group where you don't know anybody.
Right. Exactly. Even if you don't know who Jimmy Buffett is, you know Margaritaville.
Exactly. Right. Absolutely. You know the songs. Yeah.
Because I wasn't a super fan of his. I mean, sorry, Jimmy, but for him to come to me was like, it's not like
he had a mission. He was coming in. He was creating this opening to
he was coming into who was able to listen.
And exactly. And he came to me today, actually, after I did ask Jimmy Buffett, do you have a message for Messages for Margaritaville? Boom, he came right in. So I just want to say that he was born in December 25th, 1946, and he died September 1st, 2023. So he just passed away in September. Mm-hmm. He was 76 years old, and he actually had skin cancer, an aggressive form that he fought for about 4 years. Mm-hmm. And he did it even when he was on the road. He took treatment for it. And so with that in mind, he was a singer, songwriter, musician, author, and businessman. Of course, many of you know Margaritaville restaurants and so many
others. Margaritaville communities.
There are. I mean, there's so many things he did and created. But with that having been said, he was an environmental conservationist. He founded the Manatee Club to take care of manatees. He also did many charity performances, disaster relief performances. And so he really had a big heart. with all that said, I'll start with his message. So begin transmission. Live your life out loud, please. Live with color and come from your heart in all you do in life. Consider before you speak. Will this bring peace, love, and connectedness? If not, then check where that message was coming from. The ego mind, which holds the perspective of fear and works to give false information to keep a hold of one's self-image and how one shows up in the world. Do the right thing for yourself, and you will inevitably then be doing the right thing for others. So take care of yourself well, my friends. Life on earth is a splendid place to create and bring about your dreams into reality, dear ones. It is a choice to expand, to create, even when your ego mind tells you to feel less than. Rise to your soul level and realize that your ego voice is not you and holds no power over you. You are a soul that resides in your heart. If I was on earth again, I would spend as much time as I could with friends and family, with deep and profound love as a foundation. This is your treasure. This is my message of wisdom to you today from Margaritaville, where it's always 5 o'clock. My love to you, Jimmy. That was, oh my gosh, that was so cute. But it all coalesces together with that connectiveness with people. Everything
It
that
brings together all kind and people from everywhere.
yeah,
And they don't think about their divisiveness. They think about
yeah,
joy.
yeah,
He brings joy.
exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
And so, and that's what he's speaking to. Live your life out loud, live your life in color.
Mhm.
Go out there and enjoy everything, which is kind of his, how it looked like he was living his life, right?
Mhm.
And he didn't hold back. So that was really great. And it's really nice to let that light shine out and not be worried about what other people think or what any of that nonsense that is ego related mind talk. Just live from your heart and you're going to be doing what Jimmy's saying to do. And he's on the other side telling us. He's been on both sides. So, yeah, I love that perspective. And so, with that in mind, or that idea, I know, Cheri, you mentioned someone else that wanted to come through and give a message that I thought is so appropriate, really. Would you like to share that?
Yes. I'll just give a little backstory. When I was first starting to channel, I didn't have a lot of confidence in it. And all of a sudden, this message started to come through, and it was from a past life of mine, and I had been a Tuskegee Airman. And after this message came through at the end, because I'm laying in bed, so you're half in and half out, and he goes, "See, now you can channel. Now go out and channel." So I was like, holy, that was like really shocking. So that kind of put me in the mindset of channeling. Well, today he wants to give a message to everybody. And this is, he was a Tuskegee Airman. He was shot down over Europe. And this is basically his thoughts on everything right now. And so what he wants to let everybody know is he's saying, I fought so hard to get what I had, we all had, back in the 30s and 40s. We struggled, even though we know we were oppressed. We know we were treated as second-class citizens by many. We fought, but we were not going to let them win. We were not going to sink to their standards. We were going to rise above, and we were not going to give them anything of validity to say that would make us seem less than. We were going to prove them wrong. So what he's telling me, and this goes for everybody, it doesn't matter your color, it doesn't matter anything. Prove them wrong. Don't sink, rise above. Color's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Stand together and rise above. That's his message.
Wow, that really is beautiful. And it really coalesces with everything being said today about rising above and, not listening to even ego coming from other people or from your own ego. So I love that. That was just powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you too.
yeah, that was beautiful. So I want to go to a question for Jennie about how can individuals and communities, well, really individuals, best prepare themselves spiritually and emotionally for the changes that are ahead, like even for 2024. What are some of those things that they can do?
And again,
So it's a long question, so I'll try and make it shorter. What can people do individually in 2024 that will help them grow spiritually and be in the best place personally in these energies? What can they do? What practices can they put in place to create a good balance for themselves?
I already have it. Attuned to love. Attuned to love. It's all about love. So, how do I attune to love? Well, they're saying, first of all, we can't judge anybody. So work on not judging anybody. I've been working on that. And we all have to come back together. We are all one. And there's gonna be healing. Open your hearts and don't judge, and help your neighbor. Help lift them up. Help lift them up emotionally, physically, spiritually. Be helpful to everyone. And be the love that you are. So maybe meditate and ask your guides and angels and Akashic Records masters to help you to develop love for all, no judgment, and lift everybody else up, because that's what is coming. That's what's coming. And we're the leaders. We're the first wave of non-judgment and loving everybody else and helping people. And yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it is easy. You just make the choice. You just make the decision to help people that maybe went down the wrong path or are looking in a different direction. but we're all the same. We're all the same. We're all sparks of the divine. So, like, try to instill that thought in your being. We are all sparks of the divine. So when you look to someone else, they are part of you, and we all need to come together, like Jimmy Buffett would see. Okay, that's it.
That was beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And I was just looking at if some of the questions in the chat. I'm just going to say hi to everyone who's here: Teresa, Lisa, Carolyn, J. Roberts, Joe, G, and there's that next level channeling person. Never mind. And D, Alloway Girl, hi, Sally, Annie Bear. By the way, Sally has something we're going to share, and we're going to read on it, and it's a video of something that happened in her backyard area. And
I've been thinking about Sally a lot lately, and I don't know how to contact her.
This is a real good. Oh, this is a good one. I'm going to play it after I name check and say hi to everyone. So, hi, Sonia, Annie Bear, Wayne Rich, Karen Doyle, Rossi, hi, and let's see if there's anyone else who came in here. And there's that trancing with spirit person. Never mind. No, go and book a reading. And with Jenny, Starfish Jennie. So I hope I didn't miss anyone. I think I've got everybody. Moira, hi. And Mary Ann, Fatima, Jessry, Linnea, hi. And I think that's everyone. Oh, Vanda Carol. I'm not going down far enough. Angie. Good to have all of you here. And Jane. Wayne Rich, hi. I said hi to Garnet. Rose Blue, good to have you here. Okay, so that having been said, we're going to go to Sally's. Oh, I've got to play it for you. Let me just share the screen here.
I'm so excited to hear what happened to Sally.
It is
said in the chat, my ship came in.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about it. She can tell you later. But for now, I can't use the new link, Sally, because it says I'm not allowed. I don't know why. It says I'm not authorized when I clicked on the new link. So I have the old link. I'm just telling Sally that because she's saying use the new link. But fortunately, I can't do that. So, okay, so now I'm going to use my Chrome tab, and I'm going to play this. Okay, share. Okay, I'm going to play this from the beginning, and you guys watch carefully. I'll play it, and then I'll slow it down. So watch this.
Oh, orb.
Wait, I want to make it the main focus. I'm doing it wrong here. I knew I'd get it. Okay, so we'll play it again. You guys keep watching.
Oh, that was a deer. Okay.
So
is that a deer?
I thought it was a
coyote.
Well, this is not a deer.
It might be a coyote, but it might be a coyote.
That's a coyote. And then
okay, we're going to start over. Now watch the whole thing. Here he comes. It's only like
orb.
Yeah, watch the orb. But then we're going to slow it down because you're going to want to see that orb too.
I don't think it's in an orb.
Yeah, you're going to see it in a minute. I'm going to play it slower. I'll stop it and slow it down too. But watch what happens. Watch the coyote very carefully. Watch what he does. Watch his behavior. Okay, so I'm just gonna now. You notice the coyote's behavior, like there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go. I'm just gonna play this slower. So, and I'm see how the orb almost looks like it's splitting in two, or it's look at how
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
interesting that. See how it looks? There it goes, and there's a trail there,
Mm-hmm.
and there it's really doing something. But in my estimation,
Hmm. Did Val freeze?
Are you frozen?
Yeah, Val's frozen again.
Gosh almighty. Okay, so that was an orb. And I didn't see the coyote doing anything. I mean, he was just, he knew
There's not an elemental.
it could have been an elemental.
I think it's an elemental.
It could have been an elemental. Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's more of an elemental. It reminds me of that other thing that we saw, like a sprite or something.
That's probably what it is. So, wow. So where she lives, like,
Arizona.
yeah, she has like a lot of property, and she feeds animals and takes care of animals, and so I guess we're outing her now.
Yeah, I think it's an elemental. A sprite.
Valerie,
or
we're
a
outing
fairy.
you for taking care of all the animals. So yeah, she
But
has
it
an
doesn't look
amazing
like a classic
space.
orb. It doesn't look like a classic orb to me.
Okay, well, it's an elemental then.
But that's just my
But
opinion.
yeah,
It looks like a sprite or
there's
a
something
fairy or
there.
something. Yeah, that's what I think.
I think that her land is surrounded by elementals and orbs.
That's what I think. I think it's an elemental.
It's like a go area for orbs and elementals.
Well, and plus she's just a source for it anyways. They're just drawn to her.
Yeah, but the land is like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sacred.
So it's almost like, I don't know. Does she have a portal there?
I don't know. There's something there.
That's a good question.
What is it, Val, that you?
well, the first thing I saw
We're speculating.
when I watched it, before I really was seeing the whole thing, I was only like a second in. I felt the presence of someone like this sacred land, like Native American sacred land, and that the presence was there protecting the land. Not the orb. I felt like the orb was her mom just coming to visit and it was leaving.
Oh.
The orb was beside the point, but what happened is there was a presence, that Native American spirit, that presence there, that protecting that sacred land. And the fox or whatever it was, or whatever animal it was, I don't know, but it saw it or sensed it. It looked up, it looked down, it didn't care about the orb at all.
Oh.
But this presence made itself known right there on this side of the patio. And I watched that and I felt that energy that I felt was a protective, like I call Sally's land a sanctuary, and it is that sacred land. And we all got that connection with it being sacred land. So that's what I felt like when I saw it and felt that Native American presence. That is very protective, and it wasn't going to do anything to the animal, but the animal, it made it skittish, because I don't want to be around.
Well, yeah, because you definitely can tell it was something else was bothering it other than whether it was an elemental going through, and that didn't seem to affect it. But you would think animals wouldn't be affected by elementals too. They have to see them all the time. The spirit, I would think, would be more of something that might affect the animal.
I think that I think that was Sally's mother coming in, and I don't think it had anything to do with it. It was a beside the point because he didn't care about the orb and he wasn't looking at it. He was looking. He did look to the side and then he looked back over, and his main focus was just before the food, which was like before the slider, before the door into the house. That is where his focus is. Like that was. Yeah, that was my feeling. So
Really, that's a special piece of land you have. Really special.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go in. Let me ask the Akashic Record Master.
Retreat.
See what they say. Well, they're telling me not it's sacred land, but Sally is having a lot of angels guarding her and her energy. I don't know what it is. It's there to protect her and her sacred space. So they are protecting her, protecting what she is building as she begins another foundation or jump to something new. They are supporting her in so many ways. And there is that sacred land, but there is also, she has a bunch of angels there. So that's what I got when I tuned in.
So
Yeah,
can I say something about the angels? Somebody had a question of another reader and said, "Have you ever seen the feet of angels?" And the reader at the time couldn't remember, but the reader has seen the feet of angels, and she saw a foot of Archangel Michael, and his foot was huge, and he was protecting someone in our community from where she lives, and he was like right there, and there was some like kind of crazy stuff going on, shootings, cars and stuff, and his boot foot was humongous, and it was protecting this person in our community. So they do protect us. They really do, and he does too. Archangel Michael does.
They definitely do. And she was having a lot of protection there for some reason right there. And it had almost felt like an ancestor standing there guarding, but it was really angel energy.
Wow. I believe it.
Well, Sally's saying same as the first video with mist and lots of orbs. Yeah, she had a video with the mist coming in, lots of orbs. So she definitely has. We have always said she has elemental energies there, and the animals they see an elemental and they're like, they scatter, they get startled then too, because it's not just the camera that sees it filming, but they see it right then. So you get confirmation it's a real thing happening and not dust in the air. You know, usually these things are at night too. While, so he says that when you play it at 1/8 the speed, the sounds are crazy.
Ooh, I'll have to try that.
It's like a visitation. That's wow.
I'd like to hear that.
Send it to me, Sally. I want to try that. Slow that down.
Sally, I'm coming to see you. I am.
Like, yeah, we're all coming to see you.
Don't move.
Get the guest room ready.
Well, I think we're going to all have to go see her because, okay, let's see.
I'll stay in a nice hotel.
Oh, here's Wayne. Wayne's saying, my father was a B-224 bomber that was escorted by the Tuskegee Airmen. Maybe even you.
You never know.
Gosh.
Wow, that is something.
They were such heroes. They were such heroes. In every sense of the word. And they didn't really get, like a lot of people of African American descent, they don't get a lot of credit.
No.
And Mary Ann's saying she saw Jimmy Buffett at Jones Beach, Long Island, under a full moon by the ocean.
Wow. Nice. But everybody was singing at the top of their lungs, right?
Yeah. And I'm not sure, Sonia, what you're saying. It feels very dense.
Yeah. I was wondering.
I don't know what you feel, what you're feeling, the energies now, and feel a bit confused. I was told to share much of myself. And then later you were saying something else. I just want to make sure you're okay, and that you might be feeling the current energies of what's happening right now. Is you have to work a little harder to keep your energy up and don't tune into anything negative. Right now, it's and like Garnet says, love is the key. Wisdom is free.
Just tell them it's optional.
No, I would say wisdom is not free. Wisdom is learned by pain.
Oh.
Actually, it's easier to find love than it is to
learned by
find wisdom
pain.
sometimes.
You know?
Yeah, a lot of people are seeing orbs. A lot of people are seeing orbs and circles and all kinds of things. So going on to
the red tail. Yeah, I know. I just have to say something. They were called the red tails, and my favorite color is red. And they flew Mustangs, and my first car was a Mustang.
Is that right?
I'm not kidding you.
I mean, these are synchronicities, aren't they? Yeah,
and I used to watch war movies when I was little. What little girl watches frickin' war movies? And I used to watch them all the time. Yep.
Not a common thing, that's for sure. And Amanda says she saw him in Concord, California.
Wow.
Probably, I know exactly where you probably saw him. So moving on to, so now that we looked at Sally, I'm sorry, we can't get definitive on it, but
Thanks for the video, though, girl. We're coming. We're coming.
It's pretty awesome. So, I'm going to go to Cheri and ask if there's anything else you have to share or you want to talk about at this Margaritaville message moment.
I can see if my my Akashic Records masters have any message for everybody.
Let's go.
So, that slip of the tongue was intentional.
Yeah, probably because I know who it was. It was probably Magnum PI over there because he's a major smartass. That's probably why it was.
You should tell people about your Akashic Records masters. Describe each of them. That's very interesting.
Okay, I have 3. And one presents himself as a very ancient type person that's kind of a cross between Moses, Merlin, and Dumbledore. And then I have one and he's been with me like forever, and he only talks when necessary, and he's always writing. Then I have another one who wears he looks like, reminds me of Magnum PI. He wears sunglasses. He sits in the middle of the library in a beach chair, and he drinks Mai Tai. And he had a previous life with me in the Knights Templar, and he was like a brother, and he treats me like one even now. And then the other one's a woman who actually has been revealing herself slowly to me. And at first she looked like a librarian, and then she slowly revealed herself like I got Wonder Woman, and not that she was Wonder Woman, but that she was not who she seemed to be. And then she like revealed her shirt to like the color blue, and then in here she's like another aspect of me. So she's like another, because we can have concurrent lives. Well, one of my concurrent lives is like an Akashic Record Master. She's multi-dimensional. So she's also like a shapeshifter kind of person. And it took me a while to figure this out because she didn't want to kind of like made me work for it, I guess. I don't know, or figure it out. So those are my 3 Akashic Record Masters, and she kind of keeps them in, and they're winking, blinking, and nod. And Magnum thinks he should be winking, but my ancient guy says, no, I'll let you know when you can give a wink. He's wink. And then the woman is nod, because she tells those 2 what to do and keeps them in control. And that's how my masters work with me. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's my masters.
Nope, they show up how we see them. And for us, that's how we're introduced, and however that evolves, it's real. So, thank you for sharing that. So, yeah, go ahead with the message.
So we'll see if they have a mess. And they do live in a library. They present themselves in a library. One sits at an ancient desk, one's in the chair, and one stands reading all the time. So,
okay,
let me see. They want everybody to be true to themselves. That it's very, very important to be true for yourself and to stand up for what you believe in right now and to stay together. And they can't emphasize it enough that together we are strong and divided we're not. They're saying that we do hold the key to our country's success. But we also could hold the key to our failure if we so choose to. That's why it's so important that we stand together, and that it is our time to stand, to reiterate what they're saying. They said what Mr. Buffett said. So what he said, that it's very important for us to stand together now as one and to walk in love. And the time, they're saying, for hate is over. They're like, is it really worth it to hold a grudge towards the people that have caused so much pain? Don't you want to just move on? Don't you just want to shut it all and just let it go and just move on to the light? Yes, they caused pain. Yes, they caused hurt. Yes, they caused division. But do you really want to cause more by continuing the hate, by continuing the grudges, by just let it go? Is it worth it? What's worth it? And that's what you have to ask yourself. And they're saying, just move forward, move out of it. You know, when someone comes up to you and says, you know, I'm sorry, don't say, well, if you would have done something sooner, then no. Say, okay, I forgive you. What can I do to help? And go forward. Because that's going to raise everybody's vibration, and that's going to put us into that, the closest us humans could get to a heaven on earth. So it's all about, what do you want? Do you want to stay in the anger? Or do you want to walk in the love? And the time is now to walk in the love and just to let it go. It's not worth it. Vendettas aren't worth it. The hatred's not worth it. Nothing's worth it. It's time just to move, step over and continue walking. And they want everybody just to hold hands and, like they said, sing, even if you're off key. Doesn't matter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I
Very
love that.
powerful
I
message.
love it.
Yeah, that was gorgeous message. And I'm going to have to play all this back and watch it when I can and let it sink in.
Wow.
That was great. And I'm going to go to Jennie and ask, what major shifts or transformations can we expect to see in humanity's collective consciousness in the next decade, the next 10 years?
You're thinking that I'm really intelligent.
Okay, we'll say
it again. Say it again.
Okay, I'm gonna just
I'm
make
visual, and I'm hearing it. And I'm like, what?
I'm gonna make it into less
I'm more
words.
visual. So say it again.
What are the changes or transformations that we're going to see in the next 10 years for all of us as a collective? What?
Wow, man, you're asking me to be like Linda G. Jeez. What are the major transformations in the next 10 years? So I'm going to change that to what are the positive transformations that we're going to see in the next 10 years?
Well,
So,
hopefully transformations are positive. I mean, when I think of it, I
I'm
always,
reframing that question.
yeah, I mean positive because transformation is transforming, and hopefully it doesn't go the backsliding way. But you're right.
Okay, so what I'm getting is that countries will come together. Countries will come together and really, really act as one. So that's globally. Did you mean globally, or did you mean?
Yeah, globally, because it's for in our collective consciousness. So yeah, anything that happens is from our consciousness, our creation. So yeah,
So
worldwide.
the countries are
Yeah.
coming together. They're definitely coming together in the
Mhm.
next 10 years. Like seriously coming together because they have to. Not
Yeah.
because they have to, but kind of because they have to. The smaller countries will be acknowledged and become equal. To some of the larger countries. So I just get that we're just going to become more of one Earth instead of a bunch of little countries all over the place.
So what would you see for Russia? What are they going to look like in 10 years as a...
Okay, so I got immediately, they're going back to agriculture. They're going to join. They're going to join every other country also. They're going to focus on peace and rebuilding and growing food, and instead of growing bombs, they're going to be growing food. And then at the end, towards the end of the 10 years, not right away, but towards the end of the 10 years, they're not going to be growing hate or division or bombs. The grandmothers, the mothers of Russia are going to stand up and say, we've had enough of this. And then the mothers, it's called Mother Russia, but the mothers of Russia are really going to stand up and light the fire and recalibrate the energy of Russia, because the Russian people are wonderful. The Russian people are wonderful. There's nothing. They're just like us. They're just like us. They live in valleys and rivers and streams, and they love their families. They love to barbecue and cook out. They're not any different. What's different is the government, and the government is gonna be transformed. It will be transformed by the women,
the divine feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, by the women. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of wonderful people in Russia. They are not what we have been led to believe. they live their lives. I mean, they have mountains like we have mountains. They have beaches like we have beaches. They have beautiful old. They didn't. No, I don't think anybody bombed them, so they still have beautiful structures.
Mhm.
But the hearts of the Russian people are strong. Really, really strong.
So that leads me to ask, how in 10 years is Ukraine rebuilding, and how's that looking?
Okay, so what I saw in my mind's eye was a city that is almost glass. To me, it's like Oz. I don't know how to describe that. It's
Modern.
yeah, and skyscrapers, and I think it's going to be a banking. That just came to me. It's going to be a banking hub.
Mhm.
And, you know, when it's a banking hub, that's where the money flows.
And you just gave me the chills.
Mhm.
It's going to be a banking hub, and I didn't know that. It just came to me. It's going to be a banking hub.
Wow.
So. So Ukraine will become a world leader,
Mhm.
and we've already seen that. It kind of already is.
Yeah.
It's leading the charge. But when everything settles down, you know, there needs to be forgiveness on both sides. But yeah, Ukraine will be a shining bright light. Ukraine will be a shining bright light that's we all can follow. They will lead the way in the new coming together.
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow, thank you so much. And I'm just going to go and ask Cheri if there's anything else she wants to share with us before we're about a minute away from being an hour on this show.
As Jenny was saying what she said, I heard that the world has a unique opportunity to create something really special in the next 10 years. That we have the opportunity to really create oneness and equality in the world. And that to be careful and not to squander it, to learn from our mistakes, and that though what we can have, I heard that the equality, it's almost like everything's you're not going to have these. I feel it's like it's going to start to really even out. There's going to be equality. We're going to have we're going to not have the homeless, the hunger. People are going to have healthcare. People are going to have basic needs met. We're going to try and take care of people. The balance is going to shift. It's going to take time, but we have a unique opportunity to really create a good society for everybody.
Yeah, that sounds beautiful. And I hold that in my heart and can't wait for it to happen, because I know in these next 10 years, there's going to be monumental change. And as people's consciousness and awareness change, it's going to shift everything. And as Jenny shared with the women in Russia, the grandmothers and the mothers, absolutely, I'm getting the chills. That force of the nature of women standing up is so powerful. Yeah, that'll move mountains.
Right. They're men. I mean, look at how many of their sons and husbands and fathers have been killed. They're pissed off.
Yes, they
Yeah.
are.
You know, and Mama Bear, watch out because
And those women are strong. They are
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah.
Russia, like honestly, is all about family. They're
Mhm.
in their families. They're all about their family.
Yeah.
mm,
You know, we see the government thing. That's not what they're like. They
Right.
really are family oriented.
right. And once you take away everything from them because you figure their economies, this is just logically, you take away their economy, their husbands, their children, their all that. When you have nothing to lose, you fight back because you have nothing to lose. You lose
Absolutely.
nothing because they've already lost it. So what do they have to lose? And
Absolutely.
that's like their government's worst nightmare.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, wow, we found out some amazing things this show. I'm going to play it twice for myself. Hopefully, I'll put some timestamps in there where you can look under the description and just go to the topics we covered and hear this. But you'll probably want to watch the whole thing. It'll just remind you of what the content that we covered is, because, you know, I'm entranced by the information that we found out. Thank you, Cheri, and thank you, Jennie, for bringing forward all that beautiful information and channeling. And thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, Sharon, for putting all those links in and everything. We really appreciate it. And yeah, Tina, thanks for coming here. I noticed you and yeah, make sure Joyful Journey. People who came in at the end. Thank you for being here. And we look forward to another messages from Margaritaville. So this was fun and very informative and energetically a lot of information to digest. So feel free to rewatch. I know I will. And thank you, Jennie, and thank you, Cheri. Go to Cheri's Trancing with Spirit YouTube channel and Starfish Jennie's YouTube channel. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment, please, because it'll help with the algorithms. If you have not subscribed, please do so. And we really appreciate that. And we appreciate you watching with us because your energy really gives us a lot of strength and moves this beautiful community along. So we'll see you next time. Sending you a lot of love, everyone.